Welcome back, Cougs. I'm Jerica DiAquisto.
I'm Kat Rowley. Today we're going to be discussing some WSU athletics from this past week and taking a look for what's to come. The women's basketball team went 1-1 this last weekend, winning their game against Colorado 63-56 and losing their game against Utah 72-66. Charlize Ledger-Walker led the Cougs in the game against Colorado with 30 points and played for 40 minutes. Joanna Tedder was right behind her with 14 points. Charlize becomes the first Coug to score 30 points since Bobby Bucket's 32-point game against Cal on January 31st, 2020. This was also season high for Ledger-Walker. This win did mark the fourth straight conference win for the Cougs and for the first time since the 2013-2014 season. This would be short-lived after a tough Utah loss. Joanna Tedder and Charlize Ledger-Walker once again led the Cougs in scoring. Tedder with 16 and Ledger-Walker with 15. With 16 points, this is Tedder's fifth consecutive streak of a double-digit scoring game. Ledger-Walker has now scored more than 10 points in 18 of the 21 games this season alone. This was also freshman Kia Woods' first time seeing the hardwood as a Coug this season and also scored a free throw in the second quarter. The Cougs are coming home on February 9th to start a 5-game homestand. The Cougs take on Oregon this Wednesday with a tip-off at noon.
The men's basketball team is coming in this week on fire, winning 5 straight games. Last week, the Cougs swept the Bay for the first time since 1993. Never trailing, they beat Stanford 66-60. Michael Flowers led the Cougars with 22 points and helped seal the deal in the final 4 minutes with a nasty three-pointer. The Cougars pulled out a nail-biter win against the Cal Bears, 68-64. Michael Flowers again could not be stopped and led the Cougars with 21 points, marked his 100th time in his career reaching double digits in scoring. Flowers went 4 for 4 on the foul line in the final 30 seconds. Bears' Joel Brown missed a shot with 6 seconds left after fouled, and Flowers sank a pair to seal it. Battersea Beasley packed at the Cougs have a tough game ahead of them, facing number 4 ranked Arizona on Thursday at 6 p.m.
The Cougs will be traveling to Federal Way, Washington to swim in the Pac12 Championships at the King County Aquatic Center on February 23rd to February 27th. This will be the last Pac12 championship for the fifth-year captains Taylor McCoy, Chloe Larson, and Mackenzie Duarte. These three have been with the Cougs all 5 years and had significant impacts on the WSU swim program. Larson won the first Pac-12 individual title in the 50 freestyle last season. Duarte was also the first Coug to make an NCAA cut for the first time in 9 years. This year's Pac-12 championship meet will be held in the KCAC for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic.
The undefeated women's tennis team continues their 4-match win streak, beating University of Idaho last week 5-2. We send good luck as they are on the road this week, battling also undefeated Utah. Now let's see what our baseball team is up to as we send it over to Andrew from Fry and Fry Friends on KUGR. Andrew, what do you got for us?
Well, hi there, everybody. Andrew Fry here, welcoming you inside the beautiful KUGR studios as we take a look at the upcoming Cougar baseball season. Opening day draws ever nearer as the Cougs are heading down to Hawaii in Honolulu to take on the Rainbow Warriors February 18th. That's opening day for you. Now, there's a couple of question marks with this team. One is the departure of Kyle Manzardo. He led the team in home runs, doubles, slugging percentage, and other offensive categories last year. He was our biggest offensive producer, and we're going to have a lot of other guys who are going to need to step in and fill his spot. Now, the team last year did hit .302, which was in the top quarter of the Pac-12, and we were, I think, second, or maybe it was fifth, in all Power 5 teams in doubles, and that's across the country. So what we have is a great hitting team. They scored 7.2 runs per game last year, but the pitching is the biggest question, at least in my mind, because last year we had a team ERA of over 4, and in Division I baseball, even though the averages are going to be a little bit higher, that is a little too much. I'm going to look for guys, and I want to get their names right. I wrote them down. Grant Taylor is a big one. Even though he had limited exposure last year, he only threw 26 2/3 innings. He started 3 games. He made 11 appearances. I'm going to look to him to be a big contributor on that pitching staff. He had a 3.04 ERA in the time he threw. There's a couple other guys. Colby Kmetko is another guy with very limited exposure, but another one I think who has great potential. This is a young team. They have a lot of talent, and I am looking forward to what they're going to do this season.
So, Andrew, you've talked about the roster and the team. What are the chances looking like for the college baseball tournament appearance?
Well, it's every team's goal to get to Omaha, and every team in Division I starts with that goal in mind. They want to get to Nebraska and play in the College World Series. Now, the Cougs this year are a young team, and are they going to get to Omaha this year? Well, that is certainly the goal. And in baseball, the beauty of it is, it's why it's the greatest game. Anything can happen. There's no such thing really as an upset in baseball because any team can go out there and have a chance to win. You look at the major leagues, the best teams, the Dodgers last year lost 50 or 60 games. So the Cougs, should they go on a run, should they get hot? Absolutely, they can get to Omaha. Do I expect them to realistically? That's another question. I do expect them to do well in the Pac-12 tournament. I do expect them to do well in the conference. They had a sub-500 record in the conference last year at 13-17, but they did finish at 26-23. So I'm expecting big things from these guys. Even though they're young, they are super talented, and they're ready to go.
Well, thanks, Andrew. To hear more about baseball coverage from Andrew, check out Fry Guy and Friends on KUGR Radio.
Wazoo Sports Network is on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us at Wazoo Sports Net and Wazoo Sports Network. Plenty of more WSN content is on the Cable 8 YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Kat Rowley.
And I'm Jerica DeQuisto. Have a good week, and we will see you back here with more sports updates from Wazoo Sports Network.
Are you going to game on?